Good morning, America! Yes, sir, this is it. And we're coming live to you today with a guest appearance from Donald Trump. We have the huge sale. We're going to be promoting that. We have a little bit of conversation about aphrodisiacs. Yes. Howard, how are you, buddy? Jason Hatch is here. Aphrodisiacs. We're going to be talking about those today. And we are missing Johnny, but he's not here. So here we go. Guest appearance from Donald Trump. Huge sale featuring the Buy a Reach It Flow, Get a Reach It Mini. So I'll be talking about that. Hey Indira, how are you? Hey, if the phone rings during this, could you answer it for me?
Oh, swipe up, get the little moon icon.
Oh, swipe up and get the moon icon so the phone doesn't ring. Harrison knows all the tricks. Alright, here we go. Hang on a second. We're just going to hit the moon DND. There we go. No inbound phone calls. Woohoo! So, thank you. Appreciate that, Indira. We've got some products coming in for the huge fundraiser. We've got a carbon fiber cycle bike, like one of those ones, pardon me, you pedal. Oh, I haven't got my earphones in. That explains a few things. Apple AirPods. Yep, you'll be able to notice the difference. Here we go. Bing. Here we are. Alrighty, how's that? Yes. So, guest appearance from Donald Trump. Huge sale. We've got, we want to give you an update on Reach It because we now have officially got a new engineer on board. We have a design engineer that's joining our team part-time, like a guy, he's from Mauritius. Mauritius, yes, that's pretty amazing. And we have got Cheska, who's joining us as a coordinator because she works for a design company who coordinates engineers and designers together to make brand new products. Companies like Lenovo and Howe and things like that. So we're building a team right now for the division that we're going to be calling Reach It Prototype. We've got a relationship with a 3D printing company, which is going to mean that we can actually come up with ideas and then push them straight out in 3D print with very high quality plastics. This has been confirmed because we currently have the Sil brush, there is only one in existence in the world, made by 3D printing, and it's in the 6th set of hands in the United Kingdom right now, going around and getting feedback on whether we got the design right. So what that's going to mean in the future is that you guys are going to say, hey, I love Constructor Brush, but could you do this or could you do that? And we'll be able to go, yes, we can. And we'll have an engineer to do all the CAD drawings, and they'll fire it off to the 3D printing company, put a side-by-side on it, and send it out to whoever it is that wants to give it a go. Yes, John is absent. MIA. MIA. Alrighty. We might get an appearance from tomorrow. Let's see. Now, what I wanted to do was, can't remember. I pulled out this is actually the aluminum version of the Sil brush. And what we're going to do with the Sil brush, we had a meeting with our engineers yesterday for 3 hours, like our existing engineer. And so we're adding 2 more engineers to the kit, right, of people who can develop products for us. But what we worked out is that this brush is great on the glass as a Sil brush and have longer bristles. And now we're going to put 2 bristles under here in this slider. So it'll slide out and it'll have 1 bristle coming straight down and 1 bristle halfway between there and there. And that is all based on the feedback of Julian Pierce in the United Kingdom and Philip Sutton. So they made videos, put them up into a group, I think it's called Reach It UK or whatever. And so that's where we get our feedback. Now you imagine if you've got an idea to build a product, build a squeegee, build a BOAB, build a high-rise, chair, like a bosun's chair, like whatever you've got an idea to build. Imagine if we could just take it all together and pop it out as a 3D print. We're working on pretty much every tool that exists in our industry from now. I'm determined to make the best squeegee in the world. Yep. I watch guys make great squeegees, but they try and make them cheap. And that leaves me an opening, right, to not make it cheap, right? What if we took all the best ideas in the world, put them together and said, let's just spend the right amount of money and charge the right amount of money, build a hall. I've got a guest appearance from that guy. He's coming in today. So, yeah, that's what we've got to do. Tom Klunder is here. Welcome, Tom. Hey, it's all good. We are doing good things. So, we met with the engineers yesterday, and we have got some revolutionary ideas on new brushes. Like, you can't imagine how clever it is. Right? We can't mention a word, not going to give anything away. We met on and finalized on the Hydroblade. Some of you saw that we had some damage to some Hydroblades, and so what we're doing is we're building that little ramp, so the mold's being modified. The other thing that we're doing, which you might find interesting, is because when you make a mold, when you do injection molding, let me see if I can put this up as a drawing, but basically, if you do injection molding, your plastic has to come in as a liquid, right? And then in order to balance it, it's kind of got to go to two sides of the mold. So if you remember, when those of you who are old enough to have built like model aircraft, model boats, model toys, you know what I mean, where you glued them together, and you remember everything came on a grid and you had to break it off, right? So it's the same logic as that. That's exactly what's happening, is that you're making a path for the plastic to flow through, and it comes through, and it always has to have sort of a balanced two sides to it. You can't just make one product in a mold. So in this case, if you imagine this is the Hydroblade, then here we're going to put 0.7 millimeters, and here we're going to put 0.8 millimeters. And I'm going to try and work out what that means in imperial. But the current mold is every second hole open 1 millimeter, and every hole open is 0.8 millimeter. So we're going to make, we're not going to make it out of the mold with every hole open, sorry, every second hole open. We're going to make them all, every hole open, 0.7 and 0.8. So this, if you imagine 7 times 7 is 49, 8 times 8 is 64, and 10 times 10 is 100. This is kind of the scale of, you know, if we have 7 by 7 holes, then if you imagine a scale of the orifice is like 49, whereas when we have, you know, 10 by 10 or 1 millimeter by 1 millimeter holes, the scale is 100. So 0.7 by 0.7 is half the size, which means the velocity will be more. So we just think that we're going to overcome some of that ones where there's not enough velocity coming out, and you can have more holes open that are thinner and stuff like that. We also came up with an idea, like, this is what I was going to show you. If this is here, we came up with an idea to make slots in here to let some of the water drain, because sometimes the water builds up in here. So those of you who are familiar with construction brush might appreciate. We're going to give that a go in the next 72 hours. So that's pretty exciting. What else did we talk about with the engineer yesterday, Mary? Apart from this most amazing, he's just put food in his mouth. Let's see what you guys are talking about. What questions have you got today for This Is It? Kia is here. Sill brush is going to be awesome. Yeah, now you know, Julian, I'm going to make that sill brush, because what Philip said is, hey, the angle is not that much different from existing sill brushes. So instead of just making it following this angle, which is the one that you had, let me bring that over there, following this angle, we're going to make one straight down and one halfway between, so you'll end up with 2 more bristles if you slide that slider in. Now in the meantime, if you just want the lightest brush in the world, this will be the lightest brush in the world, just like this. Hydroblade up here, 4 bristles, pardon me, we can, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can put a hard one in here so it doesn't collapse. Yeah. So pretty excited about that. And, more news. We signed the PO yesterday for the constructor to be made from plastic. So we've ordered it in aluminum again for the people who want to make and take apart a brush. For the big brushes as well, because we need the aluminum for the rigidity. But for the 12-inch and the 16-inch, it's going to come out very pretty in plastic, right? Which means it'll be super light. It's about half the weight of the aluminum. Yep. So that's pretty exciting. So Joseph is here. How are you, buddy? Hope you're well. Mark Mears is here. So we're basically going through. Eric Gillian is here. Man, there's some good guys here. All right. So what else did we talk about yesterday? I've got it all on my notes, I think, somewhere. We went through Hydroblade. We fixed Hydroblade. We
Fixed the well issue.
just fixed the water. Well, we hope we've fixed the water sticking in here. We're going to change the mold for this brush and actually design it so we've got an extra 3 millimeters or 1/8 of an inch in there so that we can actually build it in that we're going to put those slots in there and let the water drain over the back of the brush. For those of you who know what I'm saying.
Of the sills that we need to clean so we can design the surface brush.
Oh, that's why we're sending it around. So Harrison's saying we need samples of the sills. Let me pass an earpiece to Harrison so you can hear when he talks to me. He's sitting here in the background, right? Is that right background? There he is. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That's where he sits. He is guiding the screen. Oh, did you see Taylor Swift won her court case with a unanimous decision from the jury? $1 million to the DJ who put his hand up her skirt and touched her bum in public. Right? I think that's pretty fair. I think that's not cool. Right? Can't just go touching somebody's ass if they are not willing and leading you on. Right? She was just doing her thing. Right? So that's definitely not cool. But she's going to make. She won $1 million. The Woohoo link, Harrison, could you put the Woohoo link up for products? Woohoo, it's Woofoo. Woofoo, not Woohoo, Jason. Yeah, so we are going to have a carbon fibre bike. I think we've got an Unger Inlight carbon coming in. Jason's got a couple of things. I think there's a Simpole, isn't it, Jason? And there's another piece of equipment that you've got. And then Woohoo. Yoo-hoo. Yes. So, let me talk about aphrodisiacs before we get our guest appearance. I'm not sure. He's scheduled to arrive sometime soon. I think around 9:25 we will get an appearance from Mr. Donald Trump. We were expecting anyway. So, I got given this gift the other day, right, by a supplier. And it's meant to be some complimentary gift. And it's a sea cucumber, right? So we open the box. Oh, I can show you how we open the box, all right? That's easy. We have a box opening, unboxing experience, right? And in there are these vials, right, full of this dried sea cucumber. Now, basically, that's the size, and it's meant to be, I do believe, good for your kidney line in Chinese medicine, and your kidney line is basically what makes you work well as a bloke, as a dude, right? So like kind of like a little aphrodisiac. So I said, well, I'd better give this a go. So first thing you have to do, I don't know the whole story yet, but first thing you have to put it in water for 30 hours or something, change it 36 hours, changing the water every 8 hours. So it started off that big. There you are. And now there's 2 in there, by the way. There's 2 in here. So we've got 2 glasses of these. So it started off as a little dried up thing. Now it's like this big. And then basically we have to cut it open, remove its mouth and some other bits and pieces that are in there. And then hopefully we're going to cook it before I have to eat it. And then I'll be able to report back to you, tell you how well it went. Right? Whether it's a goodie or whether we just stick with blue pills. Oh, what's on here? Sea cucumber. Let's have a look at this dude, right? On the screen. Come on in. So, it's a leathery marine creature found at depths of the ocean. Sea cucumbers can alleviate arthritis pain and improve sperm motility. I don't want to do that. In a hostile vaginal pH environment. Okay. I must admit, I've never really considered the vaginal being a hostile environment. Have you? Remember, you're live if you say anything. Alright, so maybe helpful for men's bits and pieces. There you go. That's where we're going. We're going to give it a go. Well, we're not going to give that bit a go. We are definitely not giving that bit a go. I'm too old for that. Just take the blue pill, says Joseph. John Moulton is here. Rhino tube. Oh, that's right. Jason's got some Rhino tube yellow. Somebody else has got some Rhino tube. Bought too much what he didn't need, and we're going to see if he can throw it up there in the auction as well. Hey, for the great sale. Shall we go to the sale? Jump around there. Think how many minutes before the door should knock? Whatever. 9:21. here we go. So we have a lot of things in the sale. Like if you wanted a Mini on its own, you can get a Mini. If you want a Pro on its own, you can get a Pro. If you want a Flow on its own, you should be able to get a Flow. We'll do a deal, and we'll do custom deals if you want to do a custom deal. But here's the big one. Buy a Flow and get a Mini free. It's a pole-only Mini. It's not the whole kit, right? Probably this photo has the brush on it. We should just make sure there's a little star somewhere. Doesn't include waterfed kit. But it's the logic of saying, hey, what we've done is we've watched what's happening out in the marketplace, and basically the way to sell pure water systems seems to be you get them on the pure water system and say, hey, you get a free pole, but then they give you a fiberglass pole. Now, let me give you just a little bit of the rundown. There are 3 parts to a to a water-fed window cleaning or a pure water window cleaning solution for your business. Part 1 is the brush. The brush is the tool that cleans the glass. So if we can give you a brush that cleans glass faster, that's going to be make an amazing difference to your efficiency. And the reason why most people go into waterfed is not just to get off the ladders, but actually to increase their speed. So if you get a 2 pencil jet and you've got to rinse, all through hydrophobic glass and take minutes per pane, that's incredibly different from being able to just leave the brush on the glass and be able to clean up with your agitate, down with your rinse, and get off the glass like that. So if you choose a pencil jet brush with 2 pencil jets or 4 pencil jets, it's a fraction of the speed as a working speed of, for example, constructor brush with Hydroblade. That's proven now, so we're happy with that. But if you get a free pole and you get this bodgy little brush with 2 pencil jets, and then basically you're being rendered ineffective, right? Inefficient. You're guaranteed. You may even become disillusioned with waterfed. That's how bad it is, because all your energy is lost in the flex. Then you're fighting the thing with whip, right? So the brush is your most important decision. Second most decision is the pole. The pole is juxtaposed with the ladder. It gives you reach. But the more rigid that pole is, the better, because it transfers your energy and it's easier to control. So you get accuracy and precision and reach all in the one. But you've got to think about these poles, because what the other guys want to do is sell you a fixed length pole, and they'll say, what's the height you want to clean to? You say 45 feet. Okay, let's get you a 45-foot pole. Without telling you that a 45-foot pole is completely awkward at 35 and 25 and 15. So you're going to come back and buy a 35-foot pole, 25-foot pole, 15-foot pole. You're going to be a great customer. You're going to own 4 poles, all because that's the way they got you. So what we do is we say, hey, 80% of the glass you're going to clean if you're residential is going to be 2 stories and below. 80% of the glass you're going to clean if you're commercial is going to be 4 stories and below. There you are, Jason. There goes the link from Harrison Tate. And so what we do is we build your pole so that it's built around the 80%, the 80-20 rule. And your 25-foot Mini will pull apart at 14 feet for lower glass and 4 feet for ground glass, like glass fencing and stuff like that. And it'll be able to be extended with our Plus ABC unique extensions. You can extend it to 33 feet, 42 feet, and 50 feet of actual length of pole. But what's even better for your efficiency of your money is you can actually connect Plus ABC extensions together and make a second 25-foot pole. So don't go buying yourself fixed length pole saying, oh, it's a 29-foot pole and it's the same length as a Mini. If it doesn't pull apart 1 story at a time, then it's not the same length as a Mini. You're going to end up buying another pole, and then when you go to extend, you're going to have to go and buy another pole, or you'll have these big heavy XTs. Like, we're the ones who invented the XT. It's in our patent application, just an innovation patent application we did in 2012. So we invented the 2-part XT that goes on the bottom of the pole, but it's not the best extension because it's heavy. If you put the weight on the bottom of the pole, you imagine you've got the skinny bitters at the top, yeah, and your extensions are at the bottom, and you're adding weight to the bottom. Well, the more weight you add to the bottom at an angle, the more the pole's going to flex and bend at the top. Okay, so it doesn't make sense. It's better to add a higher modulus, a higher rigidity extension in the middle of the pole. So that's why your pole decision is critical. Now, modern brushes like Constructor Brush have a swivel. So if you have a swivel at the top and you've got your wrist at the bottom, then you're going to be working your wrist, yeah, to be able to swivel the brush. And so therefore the pole becomes an axle between your wrist and the swivel. And so if you've got a flexible axle, then it's going to corkscrew when you go to turn, and you're going to overload your carpal tunnel, and you're going to end up with a repetitive motion injury, possibly. Like you're definitely more destined to if you have a floppy pole. So your pole gives you accuracy and precision, and it delivers a form of rigidity. The third part of your decision to get into pure water window cleaning is your pure water system, which delivers no efficiency to you at all, apart from that you need it in order to get a spot-free result in most cases. So if you spend $99 on a DI tank, or you spend $5,000 on a cart that has got a pump or 2 pumps or 5 pumps that runs as many poles as you want, whatever, you will not increase your efficiency, right, as far as on a per pole basis. So there you go. That is the key, right? There's no advantage in pure water in using an RODI unless you are going to save money on DI. So if you're not spending $1,500 a year on DI, then you're better to get 2 DI tanks for $200. Yep, that's the call. What do you reckon? Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. Noah, I was thinking about you yesterday because I had my my watch that I got for $15 the same day as you got yours, and it's still keeping the time. Like I picked it up and there it was, completely accurate. When we went and bought those watches, yep. Who can come on the show? Oh, maybe Donald can. Let me go and see. If that's him at the door, that could be him at the door. What? Yes! It's gonna be huge! It's the huge sale! You guys are all going to be there. Huge sale. Go to futurecleaning.com. Look up in the top corner, and it will be huge. Huge, I tell you. Huge. I know I've said it before, but I've got to say it again. It's going to be huge. Everything's huge. Huge sale, huge fundraiser, huge auction. Just huge. That's all I got to say. Anyway, we're going to go. Yep, Air Force One is calling me. Bye. Boo. Okay, that was ridiculous, right? That was ridiculous, but that's what we do, just to make it a little bit entertaining. Lou Gardner, you probably joined at a bad time. When Donald was here, those of you who aren't Trump supporters probably get mortally offended, but I'm having a bad hair day. Whew, here we go. Yes. What was next on my agenda? I've got an Alt-Control-Delete on that. Louis, if you can find some people who have got some products that they want to sell to help out our good friend. I have got zero time to ring around to help our good friend Diego Garcia. Oh, I sent you a picture in WeChat of Diego's wife's list of all their fixed expenses. I haven't had the time to read it, but we can have a look at it. Right, so poor old Diego, he is still in a coma. They've popped him out, but he's not so good, but he's actually dealing with some medical complications right now. So he is not in good shape. But what we want to do is use the ability to auction goods to raise money, so that there's basically an easier way than just getting some cash. I mean, it's a little bit harder for all of us involved. Alright, so here we are. Rent, $427 a month. Electricity. Water. Don't even know what that is. Don't know what that is either. Cell phone, food, diapers because I got a little baby, wipes, yeah, dog tag, muffler tags, rego, oil changes, catalytic, because this is their car which needs to be fixed up, right? So it's actually out of action right now and it can't get passed or something like that. Tires. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, it's all there. Car insurance, it's all there. So Diego's wife has written it all out for us, and that's what we're aiming at. I'm going to add all that up, multiply it by 12, and say, well, that's our target, right? Once we hit that, we'll be able to turn the auction off, and then we'll look for supporting the next guy who gets in trouble at some point. Okay, so I'll be reporting in on that. But we've already got, what's our bid up on the Reach It Mini? I think we've got a Mini up there on auction. For the fundraiser, and we've got a flow. And the numbers, I skimmed through my emails this morning. I can see when every time there's a bid, and those numbers are pretty good. There's going to be some real money go there, just from that. We're not allowed to have a bad day, a bad hair day. Well, we're doing what we can, Louis, because, you know, one day it might be me, yeah, and, you know, we all need help. Oh, I've got other news today, right? The other news today, yesterday we had a meeting, and we are definitely, well, you know, I've had a dream that we want to be a window cleaning tool company owned by window cleaners and pressure washers, like people from the industry. So yesterday, we talked IPO. Yeah, we think we can do it. So we think we can do an IPO sometime in the next 6 to 12 months with the plan of you guys being able to invest in Reach It and then empowering us to make more tools and make better tools and make them faster. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Harrison's there in the background. So we are researching the Shanghai board. They've got a methodology, but tell me what you would do. Like, because I think that I should have a shareholders, like this is the legal way to actually raise money for a company. Is you go and do a little IPO, and then I give away some of my shares in return for cash, and then there's two ways we can do it. One, because obviously then you own part of the company. If we can grow the company rapidly, then we can go to what's called the main board. This is like a second board or a third board or a fourth board. So if we go to a main board, then we can actually all sell out and make $1 million, right? So Shanghai watches. So, but the idea is that we can then have window cleaners capitalizing the company, and then so I'll give some of my shares into that, and then from that we can then grow the company bigger and bigger, and then go up the board as we go, and make Reach It amazing, right? So it could be the first public cleaning tool company in the world, owned by window cleaners, like you guys are the ones we're targeting for. We have to. The only thing I've got to watch is that foreign ownership thing. Bit of double check that. Ding. Right, just had a thought. Yes. Yeah, we've got Jim. What we've got is Simon has joined us as CEO, and he came from Rio Tinto, so he's worked all over the world. Rudy's here. G'day, buddy. And Simon's worked all over the world, but he's worked in 3 companies that have done public listings. So we have his son is also in our team, and he did all his degree in finance and things like that. So I'm not looking for me to be distracted, right? I'm looking for me to keep pushing the business forward. We have Reach It prototype, so now we have the 3 new people out of engineering and design joining our team. So that means we should be able to rapidly develop our prototypes much faster than we have in the past, right? So we think we can go leaps and bounds. Like we've got critical mass now. We've got like 25 people in the team. We've got heaps of warehouse space. I'm going to show you that. We've actually reorganized all of our warehouse, isn't it? It's looking damn good. Yes. Michael is here. How are you, buddy? Who wants to join the show? Jim Kenyon. Let's see if you are there. A lot of work. No, you must be on a PC, are you? So to join the show, you have to go to what is it? Settings, privacy, and then camera and microphone and allow Facebook. Yeah. So anyway, we're going to do it. Subject to everything else being right, but that's certainly in my goal. Jim Kenyon is here, but you have to be on a. It's saying to me I can't invite you, so you have to be on an Android or a iPhone, but you can't be on an iPad. Yes. I will be reviewing this book tomorrow, 021. Actually, we've got this O to IPO or 0 to IPO. We're thinking about it's like being the story of Reach It. That's kind of like at the moment we've got we're into 7 figures turnover. So we feel that that's like one story, and we've got Block and Flow, the book that Harrison and I we're kind of writing it verbally at the moment. We haven't put pen to paper yet, but we do have the book cover, don't we? Maybe the book cover will turn up here in a second. So and then the next step is to go from the 7-figure, breaking through the 7-figure mark, and then going into the IPO where you start raising capital, and then you can start driving it. But this is a low-level IPO, so we don't have to have the same level of financial regulations that you would be thinking with a real. I mean, we're not that big. Like, we are nowhere near that big to be able to go main board where you've got a prospectus and all that sort of stuff. But what I did think is that we need to have like a shareholder's card, and that there'd be, look at that, see, that's our book, Block and Flow, with the front cover here. That's the spine right there, and then this is still, you know, about the authors. It's still lorem ipsum dolor emet. So it's Latin. But anyway, that's the back of the book. So, oh, Jason is here. You want to come live, buddy? People talk about you, you know.
Everybody likes it when Jason comes in. Bada bing, bada boom. Dude!
What's going on?
How are you, man? When are you heading down to Kansas City?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Good. How's the marketing going?
That? Marketing?
Good? Yeah.
It's
Oh, look at all the love hearts for you. You must have some
That's true.
buddies here.
Yeah, a bunch of people
Lynn,
are coming in now.
that's good. We've got some good stuff coming, man. We've got Constructor Brush coming out in plastic. Did you hear when I was talking about that?
Yeah, as long as it's in purple, I don't care.
I'm thinking about making purple. You know, it wasn't, I had, because basically we're going to follow all the Rhino tube colors, right? So it'll be, basically it'll be a black block, you know, which is the aluminum part, right? That part will be black. And then the end caps will be the different colors so people can color code it to their businesses.
Nice.
Do you think we can get some purple pre-orders or anything? Like just something that makes it worthwhile doing a run?
Genie's on here right now. They just need to have constructor brushes.
Yeah, we should we'll just approach everybody one by one. That's all right. Because we've definitely got the fastest brush. And now we're going to go to 3D printing. We printed this brush in 3D, right? We send it to the UK for testing because that's a different market over there. They clean windows every 4 weeks, right? So it's not really like they just still do and like commercial cleans and industrial and like first time cleans and all that. Oh, your sound is bad, buddy.
They clean it for like $5 a house. Here, let me flip.
Yeah,
Sorry.
$5 a house, $4 a house, $3 a house, $2.50 a house.
Yeah.
So we're trying to make a brush that suits them, like crazy light and does the sill at the same time because the British like customer wants the sill done. And when the Waterfed guys came along, they go, oh, but my regular window cleaner with his traditional tools, he wipes down the sill. And nobody's really hit that point and made a brush that can actually hit the sill at the same time. So I'm going to do that.
Yeah. No, because we have to change the angle when we do the sill washing.
Yeah. So we're going to put 2 bristles down, 1 straight down, and you know right. So this is the
Yep.
can actually touch the sill, but then we're going to put 1 in straight down. Where am I? 1 straight down and 1 halfway between. That way. So you get 2 extra bristles and they'll slide in here. If you don't want to use them, you don't have to. You just slide them in and slide them out. So we can put squeegees there. We can do whatever we want. Yeah.
Right on. That works.
So that's,
as long as
yeah.
it comes, I'll get 1 or 2 or 3. I mean,
Yeah,
got 6.
I'm sure you will. But for regular cleaning, and like I'm still quite committed to keeping the bristles short so that the brush is lighter again, you know? Like the shorter we make the bristles, the less plastic. Like bristles are made of plastic. So if we can put short bristles in, we can make a lighter brush, right?
Absolutely. My guys are going to be going Thursday doing the buffer tank.
Yeah.
That base buffer. So they're doing all commercial, and I'm going to see if they can get it all in 1 tank.
Good. And what did you do? You buy a big, like 250 gallon, or did you go get a buffer tank from Tractor Supply?
25 gallon.
25 gallon. From Tractor Supply?
So.
Your sound is dropping in and out. Let me pull you. We got to invite him again, right? Tanya is here. Dang, we're gonna get you on the show. Let me just see. Here, Jason Hatch. Pull him back in again. Boom. I always like talking to Jason.
All right, how's that?
That's
Better?
good, buddy.
Okay, I flipped my phone.
What?
Nice. Well, yeah, you look like Logan now because you got the extra.
Yeah, I added that. I added that the last couple of days. I thought, no, Logan grew that. I can grow that, right?
Exactly. Right.
Yeah, I'm ready, man. I'm ready to take on. Like, I got enemies, buddy. I need weapons. Yeah,
Exactly.
straight out. Like,
What I just posted.
hey,
Posted that.
what is that? Ah, that's an R2-D2.
Yeah. And the
Yeah,
pole.
do you know what? I just talked to Jerry from Sirocco. We're going to do a JV together.
Just a second. Zen, quiet. It's my dog.
We're going to, Jerry from Sirocco and me, we're going to do, he's got all the vacuum system done, like super powerful stuff, right? It'll just suck up everything, right? And then we've got the poles.
I've got a Scirocco Reclaim.
That's it. So
Yeah.
the reclaims should be able to, I'm going to check with them, but I know somebody else is talking about having a reclaim. So maybe we can get the reclaim doing the gutter backing as well, right?
Like that because I've got 2 canisters. So
Yeah. And then we're looking at, he and I are sort of talking about re-engineering all the tools at the top, because I said the real tool is actually what goes into the gutter, and that's the thing which is being developed the least, right?
Yeah.
Usually it's just exhaust pipes, like just basically, you know, performance exhaust pipes with the tubing that they put underneath the bonnet for this or that to join it all together. So we think if we can get those scoops working well, or something to, you know, sort of chop up the pine needles or whatever like that. So he and I are talking about that.
stuff that people are buying at the what do you call it, the hardware stores. So, I mean, I can make that stuff with a shop vac. I mean, that's what my first one was. But ever since Diego's thing, I don't want my guys on the roof. So
No,
I need
that's it.
something that can get the stuff out so they're not just wasting my time and money.
Yeah. And you want that, you know, like that's a real hourly rate. Like if you can clean a meter of gutter, you know, 3 times faster than you can by having a better vacuum cleaner system, you know, like one of the Scirocco ones, rather than basically a wet dry vac with 3 motors, which is going to blow fuses everywhere. Every time the customer puts their toaster on or their washing machine on, the blooming fuse is going to blow, and then then they're going to get pissed off with you. You'll get pissed off with them. That don't work.
Yeah, it's worthless. It's worthless at that point. So
There's got to be a difference. Like professionals need professional tools. That's what I say.
Exactly. So you message me when you want me to talk about marketing?
Yeah, I want you to talk about marketing now.
Well, I don't have anything prepared.
Okay, all right. We'll book you in to talk about marketing. How you can build inside, like, because we're with our next venture, which we're not telling anybody about, but our next venture is into increasing the efficiency of the worker. And part of that is, you know, which you're already mastering, is, you know, making sure that you get the least amount of time between jobs. Yeah. And that's where some of the things you're doing is working, right?
Mm-hmm. Tremendously.
Tremendously. I like it. I like it.
I think we're doing 4th house in the same neighborhood in the last 3 weeks. So we're doing about a house. We're doing this house in the same neighborhood for the 3rd or 4th week. So it's the 4th house in the same neighborhood, same cul-de-sac.
Nice.
So
great.
Eventually get them all to be on the same schedule.
Yeah, yeah. Give them a small rebate and make sure that they're all together, and away you go. That's going to be amazing, man.
Yep. So
that is going to be amazing.
Coupled with water-fed pole, so they're doing $300 to $400 an hour.
Nice. You're going to be the and who loses? Like nobody loses. The guy's safer. He earns more money. You, the business owner, make more money. Your franchisor makes more money. There's no losers, right?
Yeah. And then
everybody's a winner. And the customer doesn't have to sit around all day and, we should have you seen my little, the 2.5 minute commercial that Harrison got made? The little animation?
Oh, the little animation guy?
Yeah.
I haven't seen the whole thing, but I saw the prototype.
Oh, well, it's finished now. So we can, we're now in a position where we can put purple shirt on them and a Window Genie logo if you're allowed to. So we can customize this little dude and his workers and his van and all that sort of thing. So we're pretty excited about that. We're a bit short on time putting it all together, but we've got it underway.
All right.
Haven't we? So I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you by PM, right?
That works. Yeah, because I'll view that. I'll view it.
Well, good. And what we should do is we'll draw up a little agenda about what we're going to talk about, and we'll put it out as a post and say, tomorrow Jason Haas is coming on. This is what we're going to talk about.
Not tomorrow. I'll be in Kansas City.
Not tomorrow. No. When we do it.
Oh, yeah, that works. Because I'm going to be in Kansas City. I might.
The next week maybe you're out.
So if I'm overnight there, then I won't be back. But it all depends.
Okay. Well, I'll talk to you tomorrow because I know you're going to try and see Diego if he's allowed visitors. So that'd be good.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Well,
Absolutely.
And also if you're with Omar, if you do get to see Omar or Adriana, if they are willing, then make a video, sort of testimonial from their side as well, because that all helps people create form. Like, I mean, for the guys that don't know Diego, like we know Diego, so it's like shock and horror and all that. But I remember when other guys fell off a roof or whatever, then you just go, shit, that's sad. But you don't actually get the connection, as to who this dude is or that he's got a family or a little baby or whatever. So anything which creates form for that with other people going, hell, this dude was just a window cleaner like me or you, right? And one day it might be me or you.
Yeah. Especially when he's a close personal friend, that just I'm here. Am I frozen still?
There you are. We both froze? That's hilarious.
Yeah. Like frozen. Are we doing the mannequin pose?
Huh? Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, no, I'll see if I can't do one of those. I'm going to visit a few other people down there. Might hit a couple of the other Window Genies as well.
Great. Go and see my best buddy, George.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can't hook up with him.
Great. Love that. Send me a FaceTime from the pub, yeah? Tequila.
Yeah, well, if I'm spending the night, maybe, but if I'm not, then I'm not doing that and making a 4-hour trip home.
Exactly. All right. Good move. All right, buddy. Should keep moving.
Cool.
Great talking to you.
All right. Later.
Cheers. See ya. Bye.
Bye.
All right, there it is. Let me just see what you guys have written, and then we're going to wind this up. Hatch. Oh, yeah, all the friends of Hatch joining. Yeah, he's a good dude, man. Purple is great. Our own logos, blue. We're going to have blue. There's no doubt about that, Noah. Jason's a rock star. He is. He is one of the big dudes of the industry. Because you know why? Because when you talk to Jason, and a lot, if you don't know him, then when you talk to Jason, he is doing things. Like, he is a real entrepreneur. And I think what defines an entrepreneur is not somebody who goes out and starts their own business, but somebody who actually takes a risk and tries to go beyond where they were yesterday, and then again beyond where they were yesterday, and then again beyond where they were yesterday. And some of the things we do, if you're not experiencing failures as part of your journey to success, then you're not as entrepreneurial as the word may be intended to suggest. Right? So there's something about, just having that real desire to do better, which makes you a really interesting. And Jason, I love Jason's story because he started as a tech and then ended up the manager and then ended up buying a franchise, right? Or buying the franchise. I can't remember the story. And then, and now he's sort of chasing like seriously big numbers, but he's doing it like in a very entrepreneurial way. He's not driven by, you know, how much is in it for me. He's driven by how well can I get this thing to go. And he and I are sort of kindred spirit. We talk a lot together because we're quite happy throwing our profitability back into the business to make it a better business and seeing what we can get out of it. And we talk together about, you know, some of the failures as much as, pardon me, some of the successes. But on the other side, like Jason has got a lot of reach at stuff. And so where you might hear one person go, oh, this broke or that broke, then there are guys who are entrepreneurial who already experienced failure as part of their way towards success, know that you're going to get to the other side of it and then just sort of stick with you through the, if there is something going wrong, they know that you're going to make it good. So Jason impresses me massively. And when I bring him on here to talk about marketing, you're going to hear that he is really at cutting edge. He is at the front line, right? What you got there, Harrison?
Oh, bronze brush is out.
Bronze brush. Look at that. This is bronze wool, by the way. This is like, if you ever wanted to buy bronze wool in bulk, that is what it looks like. And so we have got bronze brush. Bronze brush is actually, I've only had, what have I had? I had one guy who, I've only had one. So there's 100 or more of them out there. And there's one guy who it gave a sort of mediocre report. But what he did is he took it onto a job which is really dirty and grimy, and he wanted the bronze wool to take it off. And I would have said, well, that was a brush job, because the bronze wool is designed to take off the non-water soluble excretions, like artillery fungus and stuff like that. So bronze brush is going great. If you haven't got it yet, I will do I think Harrison's got one out there. He is going to bring it in. Boom, look at that. That was great. So this is the latest innovation. If you are wanting to understand how to clean windows 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times faster, you start looking at technology like this. So these are nylon bristles, which are sort of the caliber that you'll find in a toothbrush, which is kind of like the highest level of bristle you can get. And then in here, you'll see that there's actually a bronze wool, which is stuck on to Velcro onto a solid pad. And this does two things. One, the brush can't collapse, so the bristles do their job. The bronze wool is lasting like 2 weeks on the glass in normal use. So if you just, got some spots on the glass and you want them to come off with the upstroke, so you agitate on the up, rinse on the down. You don't take the brush off the glass. And then while you're coming on the downstroke, this is called Hydroblade. You'll see it across there, right? So that's Hydroblade. And so this leaves the demineralized water, the spot-free water on the glass at the same time as you are pulling the brush down the glass. And the bottom bristles, they take the dirty water off the glass. So you're not chasing the dirty water off the glass, which you would with pencil jets. You're actually pulling the dirty water off the glass with the bottom blade. And the top blade is breaking the surface tension of the glass. And so when the hydroblades leave the water on the glass, it leaves it in a hydrophilic condition. And so the water just cascades down, even if it's ultra hydrophobic. So that's Bronze Brush, $199 at store.futureofcleaning.com. All right, so that's a gig, gentlemen, ladies. We are heading out. We will see you tomorrow, 9 p.m. EST for This Is It.